In this video, I will be putting Monkey Man, the creator and developer of Shrek in the Backrooms, on trial to see if he actually has improved and cooked with all the new levels, or if he peaked back then when the game first came out and everything has gone downhill since then. Shrek in the Backrooms has been out for 3 years now, and as of the latest major update in March 2025, there are a total of 34 levels. Yes, 34! Somehow, this joke of a game has survived and thrived longer than a lot of the other actually serious Backrooms games.
37 million visits, which is wild. And not to brag, but we're also the most popular Backrooms game on Roblox right now, and have surpassed the peak game, also known as Shrek in the Backrooms.
But that made a question pop up in my mind. Since the Backrooms is all about the various levels and entities nowadays, how about the levels in this game? Are the levels actually scary and fun? Or are they just generic and boring, same as any other Backrooms game you can find? Well, today I will be ranking all of the levels of Shrek in the Backrooms, from the first level, Lobby, to the latest one, Pink Rooms, on a tier list. If you don't know what a tier list is, it is simply just a ranking chart that goes from S tier, the best entries, to F tier, the worst ones. It goes from best to worst, basically. Before I explain how I'm gonna rank them, I have a question. How do I sound? Like my voice? Anything different with how I sound? Cause I don't know about you, but I feel like I sound a lot better. Well, that's because I recently got a new microphone which was generously sent by FIFINE. So, if you didn't know, about 2 years ago, I started using my voice in my videos, and a lot of people really like it. And guess what? I bought a FIFINE microphone for that, and I've been using it ever since. Well, until now, that is, because now I have FIFINE's AmpliGame AM8 dynamic microphone. The AM8 comes in this tall, sturdy box with a very cool red, black and white design. It comes with a manual, obviously, the base of the mic stand, and of course, the beautiful, pristine microphone itself. Oh, and it comes included with a 2-meter long USB-C cable. So convenient. You know what else is convenient? Knobs to adjust the gain and real-time monitoring volume. And also ports, USB-C, XLR, and 3.5mm headphone jack. Yes, you heard me right. You can connect your headphones to the microphone, both to listen to whatever it is you're doing and your own voice. Talking about voice, let's compare the audio quality of the AmpliGame AM8 to my old microphone. I'm gonna emulate one of the tech YouTubers that I watch. Alright. This is the old microphone. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. And now, this is the AM8. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. So, alright. You might be wondering, why do I even need a whole dedicated microphone? I can just use my headset on my phone. Well, I guess, yeah, you could. Although this is how you're gonna sound with a phone. But with FIFINE's AmpliGame AM8, you can actually sound good to everyone's ears. Be it in a Roblox voice chat, Discord call, or even online classes, the AM8 is reliable in every situation. Noisy background? No problem. It rejects noise all around the mic and only picks up where you're actually speaking. Don't know much about audio? No problem. It's plug and play. Just connect it to your device and it will work straight away. Or if you're the complete opposite and actually know what you're doing, You can even connect it to an audio interface or mixer through the XLR port, which is what I'm doing. If you are a gamer like me, this mic is for you. You can connect it to your PS5 and even your phone, if you have the right cable, that is. And there's a very convenient mute button, which is something I personally really appreciate. So, if you want to check out FIFINE's AmpliGame AM8, check out the card at the top right of the video, or click the link in the description. Thank you again to FIFINE for sending me the microphone, and now let's start ranking. There will be two things that determine how a level is ranked. First, I'll be testing 3 different criteria: how good the level looks, how fun or challenging it is to play, and how cool or scary the entities in the level are. I will then give the level a score for each of the criteria, add them up, and average it out to give them a final score. The second part of the ranking is just how I generally vibe with it or not. Usually, my feelings about a level do align with the score, but sometimes there's just some objectively bad stuff that you're just into, you know? It's like enjoying a bad movie. Ultimately, this whole video is my opinion on the levels. It's subjective. So if you disagree, feel free to explain your ranking of the levels down below in the comments. Let's start with a classic, the original Backrooms Level 0, or as you know in the game, Level 1, the lobby. There's nothing really wrong with how the level looks, but I've seen other games do the classic Backrooms much better than how Shrek and the Backrooms have done it. It's just fine, I guess. The lobby section though, it's been getting expanded slowly, and even though there's no good reason for this to be here, I'd say, you know what, why not? I'll give the design a 6 out of 10. Gameplay wise, this level is peak. Well, it used to be peak. Let me explain. In my opinion, level 0 of Shrek in the Backrooms gets it. It has a dizzyingly big and confusing map, and then you have to worry about the entities roaming around, whether to fight them in your weapons or lead them into a trap. Or you can try to run away and hide, not to mention the materials that you can collect to craft stuff, the secret rooms you can no-clip through, and of course, the collectibles. But there's one tiny thing that ruined all of this for me. The damn arrows! Look, I understand it's a bit hard to find the exit yourself, but just directly pointing to the exit is just nullifying all the good parts of the level. It's no longer a maze other than to get to the collectibles. You have no reason to explore the map. You literally could just walk to the exit now. A huge part of the map is just wasted. No one is gonna see them. And that feeling of being lost and confused, the thing that makes the Backrooms, is gone. Not the worst level at all, it's not the worst, but compared to what it was, so disappointing. 6 out of 10. For the entities, I don't think I need to say much. This is what makes Shrek in the Backrooms unique. It's in the title of the game. Why the f is Shrek in the Backrooms in the first place? I don't know. I don't think you know. Hell, I don't think even Monkey Man himself knows. But this dumb premise is the whole foundation of the game that allows it to be anything that it wants. Whether a Backrooms game, a typical Roblox horror, or whatever this is supposed to be. With that said, despite putting like half of the cast of Shrek and 2 other normal Backrooms entities, they're all basically the same. Same behavior, same jump scare, and even the same speed and health. Even the occasional time where they temporarily change level 1, The new quote-unquote entities are basically the same old ones with a fresh coat of paint. Boring. So for all that, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for the entities. Now, let's tally up the scores. 6 for design, 6 for gameplay, and 7 for entities. That totals up to 6.3 out of 10. Next, level 2, motion. This level, it exists, I guess? The design of the level is a bit of a letdown. I've seen what other games have done with the concept of this level, and comparing those to the one in this game, yeah, I'll give it a 5. I think a 5 suits it, yeah. Alright, so in this level, you'll get a key, and then you need to find the right door to unlock. This is a staple in horror games, so this can't go wrong, right? Yeah, the gameplay is also just meh. Maybe if the level was bigger, maybe if you could enter the houses and the key is much more hidden, or just, you know, continue the gimmick of the game and put entities in the level. Yes, there's absolutely 0 entities here for some reason. Just any slight changes and it would make the level infinitely better. 4 out of 10 for gameplay. And straight away, a 2 out of 10 for entities, because the gameplay does not make up for the lack of entities. You can't just make a game called Shrek in the Backrooms and have 0 Shrek in the second level of it. Adding up the scores, level 2 get the final score of
3.7.
Alright, another famous liminal space. Level 3, Poolrooms. How did Monkey Man do for this one? It's not bad. It captures the backrooms feeling well, with it having different sprawling areas. This main area with the repeating corridor thingy, this long hallway, whatever these square pools are, the maze area, and this section at the end. Lots of variety. Very good. 7.5 out of 10 for design. Now this is where the Poolrooms really benefit from the update they got last year. They were no entities before, but now there's the glorious Shrek Topus. I mean, it's just kinda the same as the entities in number 1. It just chases you like this and then jump scares you in the same exact way. But I mean, look at him, it's an octopus, but Shrek. It's so dumb, but it's very much in spirit of the game. So 6.5 out of 10 for the entity. The presence of Shrektopus influences the gameplay of the level. Before this, it's just the typical find your way out of the level. Don't get me wrong, since the map design is good, it was pretty challenging already to find the exit, but now you also have to contend with the entity, which keeps you on your toes. You might get chased away from where you're supposed to go, and then there's a traps you can use to kill it. Good improvement. Except, now that them arrows again. Oh my god. 7 out of 10 for gameplay. So, adding all the scores up, 7.5 for design, 7 for gameplay, 6.5 out of 10 for entity. That gets the Poolrooms a final score of 7. Level 4, the player place, or should I say, the better Backrooms. Alright, let me explain. Design wise, I love it. Like the first level, level 4 is so big and so confusing. Every corner you turn into simultaneously feels new, but also familiar.
I've played these games before!
And there's always some little details thrown around here and there, like the clown jump scares, these little windows to look out of, and this drop that just kills you. 7.5 out of 10 for design. The goal of the level is to escape it like usual, and because of how much of a labyrinth it is, it's actually pretty challenging to find the exit, especially when you have this demonic clown chasing you. 8 out of 10 for... wait, that's the arrows again. Oh man. It's not as bad as level 1 because it takes you a long way around the entire map. If you played the level before, you would probably know about the path to the exit. I want to explain more since I've already made an entire video about it, but I still gotta deduct half a point for dumbing down the level.
7.5.
For gameplay. The only entity of this level is the demonic clown, Ronald McDonald. Despite being the only one in this gigantic level, somehow he often just sneaks up on you. He's also a bit harder to kill compared to the usual entities. And the sound he makes during the jump scare and the way he just slowly turns his head, makes it one of the scariest in the game. And in my opinion, he's one of the best entities in the entire game. 8 out of 10. The player plays amazingly, resulting in a final score of
7.7.
And now, level 5, the Backwoods. This level is based on level 16 of the Backrooms, altered topography. I think, at least. I'm not sure, he can just make this up. While the scale is a bit smaller here, in my opinion, the game captured the vibes pretty well. It's a nice little forest. It's sunny out, but you're under the shade, and then you have this nice little ambient sound. And then this time, the presence of the arrows actually adds onto the level. Well, at least the path, because the path on the ground looks cute. 7.5 out of 10 for design. But yeah, there's arrows. Again, in a level that has no other thing to do other than to find the exit. In a level that has no entities. 5.5 for gameplay. And for entity, I think I'll give it a 5. Even though I just said there's no entity. And the reason why is because I don't think the original Backrooms level it's based on is supposed to have any. And I feel like if they did add any entities here, it would kind of ruin the vibe of the level though. So yeah, I think 5 is a good score for it. So overall, 7.5 for design, 5.5 for gameplay, 5 for entities. That totals up to 6 out of 10. Level 6 Infinite Garden, or as I would like to call it, Disappointing Garden. Look, it's neither infinite nor garden. First, it doesn't even try to look massive, confusing, or just any sort of interesting. And second, the garden is just a flat texture. The floor is just a flat, uninteresting image of some grass and flowers. No depth, no variety, literally no gardeny thing other than this dead bush or something. 2 out of 10 for design. And just straight away, 1 out of 10 for gameplay. Yes, I said 1. Because all you do is just walk. That's it. Even the collectibles, you know, the hidden items, are just there on the side. You don't even have to look for them. And finally, no entities, 2 out of 10. I know I just gave the Backwoods a 5 out of 10 for the same thing, but at least that level has something good about it. So adding up all the scores, the Infinite Garden gets a pitiful 1.7 out of 10. Level 7, The Office. The level itself is pretty good. You really feel that dingy, abandoned office vibes. The warm lighting and the mold and the trash everywhere really seals the deal. Although it is a bit empty honestly. But once again, the game's insistence on making some of the levels as obtusely easy as possible affected it more than what the developers intended. The equivalent of the arrows in this level are the wires, and even though in the last level, the Backwoods, they clearly showed that they can elegantly guide the players, in this one, it's just exposed red wires? And of course, the writing on the walls, we can never forget it. I was gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for design, but I have to deduct half a point for the stupid wires. Gameplay-wise, it's a nice twist on the familiar formula. You have to go around the map and hack 8 different computers to unlock the exit. And of course, there's an entity chasing you around. And of course, like mentioned earlier, the level was a lot harder before. Instead of the computer automatically opening the door, they used to give you a code each. And then you had to enter them manually at the door. Not only that the code changed every time you play, there was also the possibility of you getting attacked by the entity while trying to type the code. It's more fun. I have to deduct a point for this. 6.5 for gameplay. The sole entity of this level is Skin Stealer Shrek. Even though it looks more like a moldy vegetable than a cool fusion of Skin Stealer and Shrek, in my opinion, it's a pretty cool entity. Just like the clown in level 4, the face and the noise it makes is pretty scary still. And it often just appears out of nowhere and catches you off guard. If it's working properly. Yeah, so Skin Stealer Shrek has a tendency to be bugged. And at that, I'm talking about the fact that I'm pretty sure they nerfed the entity when they changed the level to be easier. Yeah, well, I'll have to deduct half a point again. 6.5 for entities. Level 7 got the same score for each of the criteria, which means it gets a final score of 6.5. Level 8, the elevator, is a unique little level. It's not that good, but it's not that bad either.
Perfectly balanced, this whole thing should be.
The design fits the gameplay just enough. I'll give it props because the outside of the level continues the same design from level 7, which is the previous level, but the elevator itself is cozy with its premium-ish floor and walnut walls.
6.5.
So, in this level, you have to choose the correct level to go to inside of the elevator. The correct answer changes every time, and when you choose the wrong one, a smiler will kill you and then you have to try again. Simple concept, but it works. Although personally, I don't really like games based on pure luck.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it!
So I'll give it a 5.5 for gameplay. And finally, I'll give the elevator a 6 for entities. Like I said, the smiler kills you when you choose wrong. Nothing wrong with the smilers, but nothing unique either, nor anything fun with it. So, totaling up the scores, level 8, the elevator, gets a final score of
6.
Level 9, Room of Doors, well, explains itself. It is a room of doors, literally. It looks good, nice matching wallpaper and carpet floor, but it is just a rectangle room. So not to spoil or anything, but Shrek in the Backrooms does have another level that does the same thing with doors, but has a much better level design. But for now, for level 9, I'll give it a 6.5 for design. The gameplay is similar to the previous level, the elevator. It's pure luck, but this time, you run around and open every single door until you find the right one and get teleported. Again, I'm not a big fan of random chance, but I like this one slightly more than the elevator. So
6.5.
there are no entities in this level, and again, it is a small room, so I feel like adding an entity would make it too chaotic. I guess maybe they could add jump scares at the wrong doors like in level 8, but I'll give it a 5. Rounding everything up, the Room of Doors get a final score of 6. Level 10, Level Fun, is a fun one, but as soon as you join the level, you can straight away see a few things that I would find a problem with. Okay, let's start with the design. This is a big level. There's a lot of stuff around. There's a playground, a room where you can watch TV, this waiting room or something, and so on. And with all of that, the level is still designed in a way to confuse you if you're not familiar with the layout. The walls are a bit of a headache for me, but it fits the vibe, so I think it's fine. And I appreciate the 90s city carpet being the floor for the entire level. Very nostalgic. 8 out of 10 for design. So, gameplay. Monkey Man, why? Just why?
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a...
Again, I get it. It was a bit hard to complete the level when you're new. But come on! Okay, so, first off, the goal of the level is to collect 6 different presents and bring them back to the exit without dying to the partygoers. Sounds fun. Big level, multiple entities chasing you, scatter objective. Sounds like a recipe for a banger. Except now, you just see where the objectives are through the walls. That's one thing, right? But do you really have to put these giant icons on the screen? There was already a permanent thing on the screen. Wait, yeah, there is a permanent. Wait, yeah, the timer is on the screen. Wait, it doesn't make sense anymore. Because before this, we had to figure out everything on our own.
15.
Minutes is not much. But now you know everything. So, unless the timer is really short, what's the point? Well, I'll still have to give it an 8 for gameplay, cause it's still pretty fun despite everything. And finally, the entities. The partygoers are the resident entity of the level, and I love them. Perfect design, half goofy, half scary, which is reflected in the jump scare. They're pretty hard to kill unless you have a high damage weapon, and they kinda have a haunting laughter. They can really spook you. And most importantly, there's lots of them. So even if you kill them, they'll just respawn again. And if you're not careful, they can literally gang up on you and surround you. Fire entity. 9 out of 10. Tallying up all the scores, level fun gets a final score of 8.3, the highest one so far. Level 11, the Aquarium. You know what is worse than an annoying level? A forgettable one. And this level is definitely a forgettable one. The level is big, and at the start, it does look like an aquarium. There's a whole entrance, counters and gift shops, but then the rest is just bland and empty. Both the walls and the floors are literally just grey throughout. And then inside this aquarium, there's not even a fish or anything. And yeah, I guess the shark is pretty cool, but even this maintenance building thingy is also grey and boring. It just feels like an unfinished level, so 5.5 for design. Gameplay wise, it's another twist on the formula, where this time you have to find 6 valves around the map to increase the pressure of the shark tank until it bursts open. It sounds fun until you actually play it, cause you have to wait for the pressure to slowly go up. And again, the level is big and empty, so it's really easy to find them, making it even more boring. 6 out of 10 for the gameplay. Talking about entities though, Mr. Chomper the Shark here is the only one. And he's literally just there, doing nothing. He's big and menacing looking I guess, but he's more of a decoration. 5.5 for entities. Adding up the scores, the aquarium gets a final score of 5.7 out of 10. Level 12, the Musky crab, is a funny one. I think this is the start of Monkey Man just doing any random thing for the levels. And this time, it works. Clearly, it's trying to be Krusty Krab from SpongeBob. And for the purposes of the gameplay, I think it replicates the part of the restaurant well. There's nice vibrant colors and cartoony assets around. There's only 2 parts to the level though, which is the dining area and the kitchen. I kinda wish it was a bit bigger so we can explore more of it. But I think the map design is good enough. 7.5 for design. The goal of this level is to make a burger. Yes, you're still playing Shrek in the Backrooms, don't worry. So, you have to cook a burger because Shrek Pop over here is hungry and is gonna eat you.
Oh, I smell something tasty.
So, you have to run to the kitchen, barricade the door to buy yourself some time, and then quickly cook and prepare the meal for him. Very interesting choice for the gameplay, but hey, it works. So, 7.5 for gameplay. And finally, the entity for this level is the aforementioned Shrek Bob. He looks as goofy as his name implies. This is one hell of a creature. He insta-kills you as soon as he gets close. The nuke doesn't even affect him, so don't even try to kill him. And he can talk. He talks.
That looks good. And you got the pickles. Well, I guess I can't eat you now.
There are very few things in this game that are properly voiced, and one of them just happens to be Shrek Bob out of all things. However, his jump scare is a bit lazily done.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, almost forgot the pickles.
And he barely does anything other than just slowly chase after you, and then stand still in front of the door while a knocking sound effects play. So I'll give him a 7.5 out of 10. Putting the scores together like we do with the burger in this level, the Musky Crab gets a non-musky final score of 7.5 out of 10. Level 13, the island, is a disappointing level similar to the Infinite Garden. Except this time, the name doesn't lie. It is indeed an island. A small-ish sandy island with exactly 3 coconut trees and an ocean that kills you if you touch it. The only notable thing about this level is that one of the collectibles is hidden in plain sight. And that's pretty funny, I guess. I don't know, 5 out of 10 for design, I guess. The goal of this level is to assemble a raft. You have to collect wooden planks and ropes, all of which you can easily see from where you spawn. And it can literally be done in under 30 seconds. This is literally a nothing burger. Why even bother? 4 out of 10 for gameplay. There is not a single entity in this level. Despite being small, I think this time the level could have added something, as you know, there is the ocean around it. But of course not. 2 out of 10. Assembling the final score like how we assembled the raft, the island gets a pathetic 3.7 out of 10. Level 14, the warehouse, takes an interesting turn for the game. Like the name implies, it is a warehouse. But be careful, the floor is infested with smilers. The level is dark and eerily silent. It is full of these towering pallet racks, full of obstacles that you have to travel through to get to the exit. I would like it to be a bit bigger and have more variety, but the current design works really well, and the placement of the collectibles are also pretty fun and can be challenging. So 7.5 for design. The warehouse is basically an obby level. the first of two that this game has. And judging it by that, I personally think it's really easy. I would love for it to be bigger and or more challenging, but to be fair, it is deceptive. It looks easier than it actually is, so if you took a wrong step, you're immediately dead. Grade level 7 for gameplay. Like mentioned earlier, the entity of this level is the Smilers. They work similar to the one in level 7, where they act as punishment for losing. Very simple concept, but it works, so you know what, 6.5 out of 10. Adding up the scores, the warehouse gets a final score of 7. Level 15, level exclamation mark, also known as Run for Your Life, is a well-known Backrooms level. How did Shrek in the Backrooms do it? Good enough, I'd say. The design of the level is about as expected. Blood red lights, blaring sounds, a long hallway with obstacles. There's also a lot of little details that I like about the level, like how the entity comes out of the same outhouse that Shrek does, the location of the collectibles easily being missed when you first played it, and this smiler that's just there to spook you. 7 out of 10 for design. The gameplay of the level is dictated by the Backrooms level it's based on, so you have to, well, run for your life. You have to run away from the entity while navigating through the many confusing obstacles to get to the exit. The level design is really tight, like literally. It is narrow and there's only one way to pass through many of the obstacles. The entity also stays close behind you and can be really punishing if you're confused by the level. 7.5 for gameplay. And lastly, the entity in this level, the mutated Shrek, is really cool. It is a smiler that is in the shape of a big and tall monster, but with Shrek ears. It is both goofy but also scary. This game really hits it right on the nail sometimes. It also eats through parts of the level that you already passed. And in its jump scare, it eats you. And it cannot be killed. Mutated Shrek and Shrek Pop should be friends. 8 out of 10. Adding up the scores, level 15 gets a final score of 7.5 out of 10. You probably have seen the original image that inspired level 16, also known as level 188. Unfortunately, the one in this game is not as memorable as the original. Design-wise, yeah, at a glance it looks like the original image, but that's about it. It has multiple floors, but the only one you actually need to go to is the top one, which you spawn on. It has a ground floor and, well, it has one, I guess. That's the most I can say about it. It just feels like the aquarium again. It feels like an unfinished level.
Now let's see how it looks so far. The time!
There's so much empty areas and there's nothing you can do with them. Even the collectibles are not spread out among the multiple floors. Even the windows are all covered. Well, except for this one, I guess, because it has something to spook you. 5.5 out of 10 for design. For gameplay, you have to find a key. And again, you only have to search it on the same floor that you spawn on, even though there's literally the rest of the level it could have been in. You just go up to the drawers and search for the key. And then you jump down, unlock the vent, walk through it, and you're done. It's so forgettable. There's not even an entity chasing you around or anything. 5.5 for gameplay. Entity-wise, there is one. It's the Shadow Man, the thing that peeks at you at the start of the level. But he doesn't do anything throughout the entire level. Up until the end, where he randomly pops up, screaming at you, and then just disappear. I mean, the sound it makes is scary, but why? Why just at the end? He could have been chasing us around the entire map as we tried to find the key. But he doesn't. Why? Why opt for this cheap scare when you literally could have just continued the formula and have a much better level? I don't understand. 5.5 for entity. As level 16 got a 5.5 for each of the criteria, it gets a final score of, well, 5.5. Another level full of potential, but just wasted. So, we've covered 16 levels so far, only halfway through, but if you take a peek at the timestamp, you'll know that this video has gone for too long. This is the longest and the hardest video that I've ever worked on. So, I'm gonna split up this video into 2 parts. For now, let's put the first 16 levels on the tier list. Here are the final scores for each of the levels. And this is it. This is the ranking for the first 16 levels. In S tier, we have level 4 and level 10. The best of the early levels. In A tier, we have the Poolrooms, just by sheer luck being updated and improved a lot to the point that I consider it to be A tier now. In B tier, we have one Titan of a level being demoted down because of Monkey Man, and a few levels that require a bit more work for it to be really good. In C tier, we have one level that is pretty, but there's nothing really to do in it, and 2 other levels that feels unfinished, but there's something, just something there. In D tier, we have levels that are just random chance, which is fine, but at least add some other gameplay to it. And at the bottom of the barrel, we have 3 really bad levels. Motion, Infinite Garden, and the Island, where you might as well not have them. It's really useless levels. With that, we've ranked the first 16 levels. If you watched the video all the way till here, I really appreciate it. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't to motivate me to make more high quality videos just like this one. Once again, check out FIFINE's AmpliGame AM8 dynamic microphone if you are interested, because I'm genuinely a big fan of the mic. It is such a good deal. Stay tuned for part 2 and maybe later part 3 when the new levels come out, and a lot more videos this year. Thank you for watching.